Good evening, everyone. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur MS India organizing daily international webinar series. In this series, speakers are invited from India and abroad, and speakers are sharing their knowledge as per their expertise and field of interest and research. Every day, we are enriching in the knowledge by listening the speeches from various speakers joined from India and abroad. Today, on 1st June, we have invited Asha Rose Thomas, ma'am, who is Assistant Professor Adi Shankara Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kalady, and her topic is Generative AI Demystified, a deep dive into transformer models. I welcome you, ma'am, from my organization, from all the participants, those who are joined here. Actually, your college of Adi Shankara Institute of Engineering and Technology have supported so much to this series. The speakers are accepted our invitation and joining. Mostly they are from technical side, so they are delivering the topics related to different aspects of the artificial intelligence. I welcome you, ma'am, and I request you can start your speech now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, BETKAR sir, for inviting me and my colleagues to your international webinar series. Thank you for inviting me. Okay, let us start the presentation. Okay, good evening, participants. Sorry, is it visible? Good evening, participants. My topic is Generative AI Demystified, a deep dive into different transformer models. Actually, Generative AI, it is a broad area, now emerging area in artificial intelligence. I will just give you the basic understanding of what is the fundamentals behind Generative AI and how it will work. Actually, basically, generative AI is working on a basic fundamental principle of transformers. Okay, there are different types of transformer models are currently available. We can use it so that we can make our task fundamentally very simple nowadays. So I will start with some of the normal thinking. That is, what is generative AI actually mean? Generative AI means we are generating something. Okay, what's the difference between generative AI and all the artificial intelligence AI? Actually, old AI, I will give you a scenario where we can relate it with old AI. That is, we are asking for a librarian about a specific book. So actually, he will move to the specific rack in the library and choose the corresponding book that we requested. That is actually old AI. That is, if we are searching in Google 10 years ago, it will go to a specific server and retrieve the content. But generative AI, it is something different. It is similar to an author who knows millions of books and he will choose the an example of generative AI model is ChatGPT, GPT-4. It is basically uh, trained or it is learned or memorized from lot of trillions of words in the server. Okay, actually all these data are taken from the human beings itself. Next is a Act 1. It is a big picture. That's the journey of generative AI. In 1950s, we start the name artificial intelligence. It is basically called the rule-based AI. Rule-based AI. It is simple logic. That is, if something happens, then something other will happen. That is called if-then logic. Then in 1980s, there is another types of system. It is an extension of rule-based system called the expert system. We are focusing on the next generation, that is from 2012 onwards. We are going another emerging technology that is called the deep learning. Deep learning, it is very simple. We are implementing human neurons in machines. This is neural nets that is trained on lot of images and text data. Okay. Then 2017, there's the transformer model born. That is attention is all you need. That's a paper developed by in 2017 by a small research team in Google. It is based on the technology or technique called the attention mechanism. Actually, attention mechanism is the fundamental thing of a generative AI model. It is called a transformer models, basically. From 2020 onwards, the generative era started. That is, we are commonly using ChatGPT, DALI, Sora, Gemini, etc. That is generative AI. Now we are in generative AI era. Okay. Next, I am a little bit technical about what is meant by transformer model, how transformers think. That's the second session. Actually, we are breaking the language into puzzle pieces, small pieces. That's a fundamental thing. Suppose this is the sentence. Unbeliever, I love Gen AI. Actually, what the language model will do is that it will divide the sentence into small tokens. That is the first two words. That is characters. That's the first token. We will call it as tokens. That is, the entire sentence is basically divided into small pieces called tokens. So, simply a word consisting of one or more tokens on an average. Then, what about a page of text? It will definitely consisting of thousands or 10,000s of tokens. So, what about the transformer model will trained on? It will definitely train on millions of tokens. That is, a GPT, chat GPT model will be trained on millions of tokens. Next step. Actually, the words are aligned in a map-like pattern. Map. That is, the similar words or the words those are having the same meaning are grouped into similar cluster. Okay, similar meaning with the same cluster. This is called the embedding in transformer models. Embedding. That's very simple. The words that is having the same meaning will be grouped together to form a map which is called the embedding. King, queuing, prince, all these having similar meaning or royalty words. Okay, these are grouped together into a single map. Then dog, cat, puppy, all these are pet animals. It is grouped in another map. This is another one. What the language model will do. Suppose king hyphen man. If we are comparing king, man, if we are additionally adding some term called woman, it will definitely forward to queuing in the embedding. Okay, it's a very simple concept. Then next we are moving towards the superpower, that is our attention mechanism. What is meant by attention mechanism? I will tell you a simple scenario. In a noisy room, if we are focusing on a particular music or if we are speaking to someone else, we are concentrating on the most important talk only. We are not noticing the noises in the room. Similar thing, suppose I want to predict a word next to the word bank. Suppose the bank by the river was steep. This is the sentence. Then how the attention mechanism in transformer model will work is such that it is giving attention to some of the words in the sentence. Here, the bank, we are giving higher attention. Similarly, the word river is having the higher attention, highest score. Actually, it is a linear algebra that is working behind all this attention mechanism. Mathematics is there. Okay. Then how it will, how does it learn? That is how it will predict the next word. That is the ChatGPT language model, how it will be working. Suppose the sentence, the sky is blue. It is having highest value, probability value. So this model will give the word the sky is blue. Okay. I drink coffee every morning. Morning we are giving highest confidence value. So I drink coffee every by default it will appear in the language model. That is the model is that is in the server we are checking it is trained on trillions of words. In GTP3, it is billions of data it is trained on. What about the training time? For training these types of language model, we need months of training using GPU systems. These are the fundamental basic techniques in transformer model, that is the generative AI, basically the attention mechanism. Next, I am moving to some of the architectures, many superpower architectures that is working on Gen AI models, the fundamentals. The transformer idea powers by text, images, audio, video, and any type of data, structured or unstructured data. Okay, the test data we can ChatGPT. It is a language model that is we are giving the uh, test, that is it can be summarized. We are giving a paragraph, then it can be summarized. We can generate code, then we can generate images, we can edit the image one by one. I will go through each one, test how the transformer model will work, image how it will be work, what are the different freely available models that we can use. All this comes in the next slide. Then we can generate audio signals, audio, we can mix music, we can generate video. Multi-modal means a model that can, it's a combination of text, image, audio, and video. Now, ChatGPT, it is a multi-modal. I will start with the first one, that is the text generation, the original superpower that comes under natural language processing. Okay, we can write some sentence, or if we are giving a prompt, okay, it will generate a paragraph based on our requirements. One by one, I will explain. Practically, I will explain in the next slide. So, a common man can understand it. How do we use the text generation model in our real life applications? Okay, creative writing, we can summarize. That is, a 50-page report can be loaded. It will be summarized to a 5 bullet points. Okay, next one is code generation. As a technical person, software engineer can generate code according to your requirements using GitHub Copilot. Summarization, we can use Claude, Gemini, etc. Claude, Gemini are free open source tools available for text generation, summarization, any natural language processing applications. So translation, any language translation for customer support 24/7, intelligent agent support, that is intercom, Sendesk AI. These are some of the models that are currently freely available. Okay, legal and medical application. This is an example. Suppose I want to generate a 5-minute elocution for a class boy for school competition on the topic why kindness matters. Okay, suppose. So in a busy world, we are all busy. So suppose if I want to generate elocution from ChatGPT or Gemini or any AI model can help us if we are giving the prompt according to our requirement. It will generate a correct 5-minute elocution for a class 3 boy based on our topic. Okay, good morning. This is a sample I am giving. So according to our requirement, the language model will generate the corresponding content. We can also update the content based on the prompt. We can also update the prompt so that it will generate another one according to our requirement. Actually, this is taken from ChatGPT. Next step is image generation. That is, we are giving a test prompt. We called it as prompt in our Gemini or ChatGPT model. It will generate image. So, what is the fundamental thing behind image generation? Also, that is the transformer model. Okay. Suppose this is an example. That is, you are giving a prompt. Prompt means test to the AI model. That is a cat as a CEO in a modern office generate a photorealistic image. Then what it will the next what's the next step? That is if we are giving the prompt in Gemini, then it will start generating the images randomly. That is, it is picking the images pixels randomly. Then it will remove noise. How do it will remove the noise? It is based on our prompt, denoising. Then it will generate the final photorealistic result. Okay, within 5 seconds or 6 seconds. Okay, some of the commonly image generation tool that is currently freely available. That is DALI 3. It is integrated in our normal ChatGPT itself. Then next one is Mid-Journey. It is also an image generation model. The next one is Stable Diffusion model. It is also an open source. Open source means it should be freely available. Next is Adobe Firefly. This is also very safe image generation tool. Then I am giving the same prompt in Gemini. Then what it will generate? We can go through it. This is the prompt I am given in Gemini. A same prompt that is a cat as a CEO in a modern office photorealistic. This is the image. Then it will generate an image like this. Okay, according to our requirements. Then I want to modify the image. Then I will update the same prompt. Add the as the next one. Add the company name also and also add cast tab the background. Then it will generate another image with the company name Whisper Holding. Okay, it is along with cats. Okay, then some cats staffs are working behind the CEO. So according to our requirements, it will generate images. These are called a prompt. It is a very broad area in a prompt engineer. Depending upon the prompt we are giving, it will generate image. If it is a language prompt, depending upon this prompt, it will work it. So all the fundamental things behind this generative AI or transformer model, it is the attention mechanism. This is the final image. So for any purpose, for any image creation purpose, we can use this DALI, which is integrated in ChatGPT or Gemini. So Gemini, ChatGPT, all these are multi-model. It is working on images, text, audio, video, etc. Next type is audio generation. Audio generation, we can generate voice, music, we can add effects, sounds. Okay. For music generation, we can use music LM, which can be commonly used one. If we are same thing, we want to give the prompt. What is our need? That should be represented in the text form called the prompt in the these types of application. That is all these are freely available. Voice cloning and text conversion. We can use this 11 labs. It is very famous and it is open source. We can convert the text to speech. Okay, audio. Then we can add sound effects. Okay, depending upon the prompt, we can add sound effects in our test. Okay, everything it is based on prompt engineering. Next, I will give you this is music LM. Here in this domain, we want to give the song description. Description. Then it will create the song according to our requirement. Since it is time consuming, I just give an this is the interface with the music L. It is also free and open source. All the softwares, 11 Labs, OpenAI TTS, all these are free. All of them can freely use it according to our requirements. Okay. Next one is video generation. Then video generation, that is the final one. Uh, that is we are giving test after that is prompt and it will generate video, okay, according to our requirement. It will we can create feelings based on our requirements. Then OpenAI Sora, it will open source. Here we can give the prompt. I will give the interface of OpenAI Sora. We want to give the prompt. It will generate a 60-second photorealistic video. Okay, run by Gen 3. This is another commonly used video generation tool. It is also freely available. Then Google Veer to BETKAR Labs, all these are user-friendly video generation tool. Then this is the interface of OpenAI Sora. So here we want to create, give the prompt for creating the video. Within 60 seconds, it will create photorealistic video according to our requirements. Okay. Next, I am moving towards multimodal AI. Then what is meant by multimodal AI? Last slides we go through text model, image model, sound, that is audio generation model, video generation model, etc. Multimodal means it is an integration of all these, that is just read and write. It can listen, it can visualize, it can speak, etc. I can give an example for multimodal AI. Okay. Anybody can give an example for multimodal AI so that we can interact with the AI platform? That is it ChatGPT? It is a multimodal ChatGPT. It is a multimodal. That is, we can give our test, we can write in the prompt area, we can listen from the text to speech conversion. It can also recognize natural voice. It can identify images that we are giving. All these are multimodal. So it can work on what all things: text data, image data, audio data, and video data. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, etc. are some of the open source multimodal models so that a layman can use it. So another thing is, if we want to cook something based on our content in the refrigerator. So it is very easy. We can take a photo from our refrigerator fridge and suggest ChatGPT or Gemini, give a recipe for my dinner. It will definitely generate according to our language. It will generate the content and it will read the recipe louder. So these are some of the common examples where we can use this multimodal AI. Next, I am moving towards the toolbox. That is AI you can use today. What are the different freely available open toolbox for a layman can use it? First one is very simple. That is ChatGPT. It is a multimodal. It can work on any type of data. If it is a text data or image data or an audio data or a video data. Then Claude. It is also freely available generative AI model. Okay. Gemini is provided by Google ecosystem. We will call it as an ecosystem because Google provide a lot of services. That is, it will provide email service, Google Drive, cloud storage, basically, Google Documents, the Google Sheets, Google Photos, Google Maps, etc. Google Calendar, Gmeet, Chrome. That is an integrated session. So we will call it as an Google ecosystem. Okay. You know that because ChatGPT across 20 million weekly active users in 2025 itself. Weekly, how many millions of people are using ChatGPT weekly? Okay. So almost all people are now using AI models in their day-to-day life. Okay, it is very easy to use all these models. Okay, the next model that is used as a coding assistant is called GitHub Copilot. It can generate code based on the prompt we are given. Next one is Mid Journey, another free AI model for image generation. That is Mid Journey. It is also freely available and very user friendly model. Next one is 11 Labs. 11 Labs, another famous model which is used for voice and audio generation. Then Runway. Runway, it is basically used for video generation. Last one, Perplexity. It is act as a very intelligent search engine for our research and day-to-day activities. These are some of the commonly used AI tools that is freely available. Okay. Next one is the industry impact of generative AI. That is, generative AI across every industry. Each and every industry is touched by Gen AI. That is the first one, healthcare. Healthcare AI is reducing time for radiology report draft from 30 minutes to 30 seconds. Okay. Then legal AI. Legal AI is handling contract review that is used to take associate entire day. Then education, that is personalized tutors. Then instant feedback system, adapt the curriculum based on the technology change. Then creative content development that we already go through it. Then finance. Finance area is very interesting. That is for detection. We can summarize our earnings, stock market, etc. These are some of the industries where generative AI are using. But generative AI touch each and every industry in the world. Next, we are moving toward the next level of generative AI. That is, we call it as AI agents. That is, AI that takes their own action from the prompt. Okay. Suppose it is similar to a scenario. It is not just answering something or creating something. It is doing something to the user very easily. That is, suppose if we are having an assistant for writing the minutes of a meeting, we are transforming it to an AI, agentic AI era means it is a personal assistant who is running a meeting for a CEO. That is transferring from writing the minutes to a person, an assistant who is running the meeting for a CEO. Suppose I am having a goal, then I will go through how an AI agent will work. Suppose I want to book my flight ticket to Lisbon in June. With a rate also I am specifying in the prompt of less than $400. That is my aim. Then what is the AI agent will do is that it will search in the web, browse the flights, then compare the price. Okay, and read the review for the customer. Okay, based on our prompt, it will search in the web. Then, then the AI agent will decide which one is the best option for my client. That is based on our preference, customer preference. That is my preference. Then it will identify the best option, and the AI agent will book the flight ticket for me, and it is added to my personal calendar and send the information. Okay. This is the way in which an agentic AI model will transform. That is, next level of Gen AI is called agentic AI. So the agentic AI model will do everything for the user in a single mouse click. Then what are the commonly used agentic AI tools now that is currently available? Freely available. That is AutoGTP, OpenAI Operator, Google Agent Space, Microsoft Copilot Agent, Replicit, etc. are some of the commonly used AI agent. Next is the I already discussed some of the power of AI. There are some of the challenges of AI. If we are using AI, we should be aware of the risk or challenges we must face. Okay, I will go to the few of the basic challenges while we are using AI. Okay, it is also very important for a person who knows how to use the AI tools. The first one is hallucination. That is, AI can state false things with the total confidence. That is, AI can be confidently wrong, but is it telling that it is confidently 100% it is right? Okay, that is called the term hallucination in AI. That is, it is predicting something or creating something falsely with a 100% confidence. That is the simple thing. Then bias and fairness. This is also another technical term. That is, all these models are trained on human data. So there should be some misjudgment or errors in the data. It will affect the entire training models. Okay. Then deep fake. That is, we are synthetically creating voice and videos. Then data privacy. If we are using anything, AI tool, it will access our data in our device. So we will definitely give it an allow permission. So data privacy is reducing while we are using AI tools. Then job destruction. That is, some of the roles will shrink, many will transform. Actually, according to my view, some of the roles will transform. If we are ready to learn or upskill our skills, then we will definitely rock in our career. Okay. Then next one is energy use. That is, training large models consume enormous energy. So sustainability is a threat of the AI model is emerging. These are some of the important challenges that we must face while using an AI model. Importantly, the hallucination, data privacy, job destruction, and energy use are very important. This is all about the transformer models and commonly available AI tools that is working on transformer models. Okay. The five things you must always remember about the generative AI and AI models is that generative AI, it will create something. It is not just retrieving something as all day. It is generating something for the user. Then transformers are the fundamental thing behind generative AI models. That is, what about the working principle of transformer model? It is the attention mechanism. Okay. Then it can be work on any type of data, that is text, image, audio, video, and all. All these tools are freely available and it is powerful and accessible to everyone. Then the future belongs to who learn to work with AI, not against it. Actually, it is freely available and user friendly. We want to work with the tool. That is the suggestion that is I am giving. Okay. This is all about my session. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions?
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation on
Thank you,
the
sir.
generative AI demystified, a deep and dive into transformer models. The tools you have given here, useful tools for us. At the same time, what are the risk factors? At the same time, which organization is useful working this on this industry organization which are useful for this using the Gen AI?
Yes, sir.
How we can make an interactive models, maybe audio, video, text, all these things, and these AI can be used in our teaching learning. Thank you, ma'am. I request all
Yes,
the
sir. Thank you.
participants they can unmute and they can discuss with our speaker.
Interesting.
Yes, Dr. Swanand Shukla, sir, please.
Good evening, Dr. BETKAR, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Wonderful presentation. Thank you very much for this
Thank
generative
you, sir.
AI. And you have chronologically, you have mentioned how the development has taken place So the Google was the most primitive, like a library. We used to go to library and find out something. But nowadays, what content we want from the book also we can search, and we can have those references very easily available. So we don't waste much time. That is a very important aspect. What I feel
Yes.
that AI
Yes.
is helping. The time maybe otherwise you must have consumed near about 2 days, 3 days, but within 1 or 2 minutes, you are getting all this information. This is the advantage, but on the other side, there is a disadvantage also. When I'm searching for some references, I used to go through various books and I used to, read references. And I used to get some new information also, apart from my whatever the intended information was there. So that is also one of the drawback.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So definitely
Hallucination.
AI is taking a charge, of the human life. What I feel, nowadays, right? And there is an interactive AI. What you have said, and no doubt, I have heard that there is some psychologists. They are giving some apps to the patients, and whenever they
Yes.
are having a depressive mood, panic situations, or anxieties, or something like that, this AI helps them to calm down, and at least they will manage the situations. Even
Yes, sir.
for the
Yes.
geriatric people who are staying alone and their children are away from them, that lonely isolation feeling is there. So I think the AI, and especially interactive AI, is wonderful. So that is
Yeah.
these are the positive points. Now my
Yes.
question is, when we rely on AI, can AI give wrong answers also?
Definitely,
And
sir. That
can
is called hallucinations in AI. That's a main drawback of using AI models. And it 100% confidently it will give fake content. That's the main drawback. It is called hallucination. A lot of researches are going on in hallucination in natural language processing.
and this AI is having their its own intelligence also. Sometimes we ask tricky question, they are also giving tricky answers. So
Yes,
it
yes,
is it is very interactive. It is not like straight answers they will give. So what that is what I have learned. If you'll ask little tricky questions to them, they will give tricky answers,
yes,
and
yes,
this
yes.
is how it works. And can in future whether it is possible that the AI will take charge and will become a decisive authority, like they will take decisions for the persons. And the I have heard somewhere that the one type of AI is communicating with the other kind of AI, and that kind of communication is also possible. And means the human intrusion is not there in between, and that is also possible. So what do you feel about this?
Human intelligence plus man-made intelligence definitely will rock. So if you are studying AI, the AI logics, plus we are incorporating our own logic in our real-time life means definitely we will rock. That is anyway, human being will excel because we are adding some emotional feelings and attachment. That is an AI model never handle it. So real life scenarios, human will excel. If we are studying man-made intelligence with human intelligence, definitely we will rock. That is my suggestion.
But I've heard, in the previous seminar only that, that AI plus emotional intelligence plus, your
Yes.
IQ, everything will come
Yes.
together,
Yes.
and the people are,
Yeah. Yeah.
they try to reach to the similar kind of human, human feelings and human sensations will be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It should not exceed human beings, and there should be no
Yeah.
fight between AI and,
Yes.
in various movies, they are showing that the robotic life is there and human life is there, and there is a fight in between. It should not happen. So with this,
Yes.
thank you. I really appreciable, wonderful presentations and tools, what you have said. Definitely we have to use it. Whatever comes over here in the webinar, Dr. Betkar sir, I try to find it out, and really it is wonderful. So I'm using it. So this knowledge is very essential. how to use the things logically, rationally, and how to where to restrict AI and where not to restrict AI. So
Yeah.
this is very essential, and if we are not with the AI, we will be left behind,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we have to be becoming, that what is called as a literacy. AI literacy is very, very, very essential.
Very
Thank you.
important. Thank you, sir. Any more questions?
Thank you, Dr. Sir, because our resource persons are experts. They are preparing their topics useful to all. And you are also actively joining the daily and discussing here and receiving the knowledge. You can also using this practically various tools in your daily teaching, learning, and your practice also. It is great thing that we get the knowledge without any efforts. Means daily if we join here, we get definitely we get advanced knowledge, this will update knowledge to us. That's a great thing. The speakers are doing so many efforts for us, and we are trying to learn more and more every day from the speakers. Thank
Definitely,
you.
sir. Definitely, we are collecting a lot of gems and diamonds from here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Baker sir, for inviting for this international webinar series. Thank you so much from Shankara Institute of Engineering and Technology, especially AI and Data Science Department. Thank you for inviting me and my colleagues to this international webinar series. We are really grateful to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It's not last session because in future also you'll be joining here as a speaker because this is running from last 5 years, and we need more and more speakers with different topics. They can after few months you can again join and you can deliver your topic.
Sure, sir.
On new topic. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, participants. Have a good night. Thank you.
Participants are requested to fill the feedback link, which is available in the chat box, and our speaker can leave now. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, BETKAR sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu Kumarji. Thank you. Thank you.